Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Morning Vol Report. It is I, Andrew Giovinazzi, Chief Operating Officer of OptionPit.com, welcoming you to a market that has some action in it, I have to say. We're moving around a little again. So look for our events. For all you OptionPit Live or above, you get our class for, actually it's 3/16 on a 10 lot or a little less. For all of you who are let's just call it fraction to decimal convertibility. Anyway, we'll look more about trying to look at these daily options and getting a sense how they trade, the time spreadableness of it, the more direct decay, and short and long gamma variations on those. They are looking like more interesting, and there's volume in them, and I'm quite sure they're going to be on the more liquid individual equities probably within a year. So we'll start, again, like any product, you got to kind of watch it, see how it trades a little bit, and then you start thinking about how you might want to use it. And with that, let's move on to Mark had a little blog yesterday. We do a blog every day. VIX, again, signals of how things trade. You know, we had an enormous move on Friday. We gave back some of it, but not all of it. Okay? So one thing that's important to remember about volatility is the more it moves, the more it can move. And you're like, oh, Andrew, that's really brilliant. But no, it really isn't, because VIX at 12 really has a hard time moving down. Okay? But easy to move up. VIX at 16, almost 17. Now all of a sudden the downside is brought in, 5 handles on the downside, and whatever the upside is. So remember the character of volatility, right? We're going to look at that in our chat today. The character of volatility is kind of the higher vol goes, the more volatile it can become. Okay, for the market at this point, right, we got a rise in VIX. Stocks are down about, 1% on the SPY. I was just looking at pre-open. Okay, almost exactly 1%. Oil fears, who knows, whatever. Things are a little touchy. Also, notice the touchiness here, just simple. VIX Central, or as I used to call it, everything VIX. You got a touch of backwardation here. Okay. So as long as I've been watching this product, backwardation is always a sign of movement to come. That's just, remember, volatility is sort of the sum total of everybody's opinions about buying and selling calls and puts. The futures and the future traders make markets on that, right, based on supply and demand. So the future curve is a good place to figure out of equilibrium. Bob's sign of what? More realized vol to come, Bob. Okay. And again, right into the Fed going, right, the 21st, the Federal Reserve has decided that the Federal Reserve has decided VIX expiration day is the best day to release their news. I do not know what sort of ivory tower they live in, but it must be great. Could they release them on a Thursday when everything's dead? Now they're going to release it on a Wednesday. Anyway, maybe they can't win no matter what day they pick. But what you want is, the tighter that is, right? Also, VIX does certain things. We have some stuff on our strategy letter to kind of ride the effect. And we'll probably be closing some of those long vol trades again today. But stocks in the market in general is definitely a little uneasy. But remember, since net movement can cut two ways, we could easily have that 1% move in the SPY, 1.25% move over a 2-day period. At least that's enough to drive the volatility. Okay, so if you want to look at the vol futures, what they're doing, VXX is a great instrument. We're almost back to the highs of yesterday in the futures, okay? But the cash volatility, I don't see is anywhere close to that, right? We were trading like 20 or something. So I would just say things are moving sort of in time, but the vol futures are definitely catching up. I would just call it a serious bid at this point. Okay, so what we want is we want to see. Right, now take one last look here. We have our VIX, right? Remember, this is the new VIX calculation, just grabbing the weeklies and the old VIX calculation with about a week to go. Okay, you're seeing a lot more. There's still a bit more bid in the shorter term options. So the market's still looking for a move. Does the VXX cash typically follow? The VXX underlying definitely follows the futures on the ratios, Michael. But what you're seeing now is I think you're seeing more bump out of the futures. They're really responding to what's going on. As in, well, we thought it was going to be over tomorrow, maybe it's not. So trades we like the back spread volatility. We'll look again today. I generally don't like to sell vol until I at least see it start to go down again for whatever that's causing the bid to start to dissipate. There were some good opportunities yesterday. It looks like just the way things priced today, we're going to have another opportunity today. Probably don't have to rush it. We do have trades in our strategy letter. If you're a subscriber, you can see how to actually trade this stuff. I'd still like the banks, like them yesterday. Apple is on fire, I guess, at the expense of Samsung. I don't know how long it's going to last, but we'll take a look in there if there are any trades as well, because all of a sudden we have some vol on Apple as well. So with that, it looks like everything else is a little bit stuck, right? A little bit stuck in the mud as, I guess, just the oil price sell-off, and we will look at that as well. I looked at some trades or some ideas in our gold open mic last night, and we'll revisit those in the chat room because it looks like we have some potential here. And with that, I will see you all in our chat room a little later.